Hey guys, it's Ashley and this is my Pretty Little Liars recap for Season 4 Episode 19 Shadow Play.
Taking this one to the grave. If I show you, then I know you won't tell what I said. 'Cause two can keep a secret if one of them is dead.
Oh my gosh, guys, that episode was so good. Like, I was so excited for this episode to air. You guys have no idea. I'm sure almost everyone who watches Pretty Little Liars was like totally like stoked for this episode, and it was just amazing. Like, I lost for words. It was so good, you know, like just amazing the way that they made it. Like, it was just so good, so amazing. Like, I don't have words to describe that episode because I'm like so speechless. And hope you guys liked my little intro. I kind of changed it up a bit, you know, to match the episode, you know, black and white. And no, okay, I thought I'd do something, but because this episode was pretty special. And yeah, I really liked how pretty much the whole episode was in this 40s realm. Not like, because I thought it was gonna be like just like few minutes or like, because sometimes shows are like that, they'll like make it really big, like it's a big deal and all, but then we only see like minutes of the scene or what's gonna happen. But no, it was like really good. It was like almost a whole episode. So first starts off Spencer, Emily, and Hannah sneaking into Ezra's classroom and trying to find anything that would prove that he's A. So they're looking through the drawers and all that in his desk, and then finally Spencer finds Ali's journal, and so they take it and they hear someone coming while they walk out, and they hide behind a corner and they see Mona, like kind of sneakily. She's like looking around, make sure no one's there. She goes in, and she's seen walking out the classroom with all these like stack of papers and folders. And so they're like wondering like, why is she there? Like, why does she have all those papers? All of that. And then so Spencer, still like really tired, she's still taking those pills, and she's in her kitchen and she's watching some kind of like old TV show like in the 40s. And I was thinking, I see where this is going now. And then she takes one of those pills. She's kind of dozing off, but she's watching the show, and all of a sudden there's like this gunshot on the TV show, and then she kind of like gets startled by it, and she kind of like puts her head down, and in this black and white realm like in the 40s, looks around, and there's like all these like old telephone, and like it just, you can just tell it's not like now. She looks down to see like how she's dressed. She sees her reflection on the window, how she looks like with her hair like all like curled and whatnot. Yeah, and then she sees Toby standing in the doorway, and he's like this detective or something. Like he's with a suit and like suit and tie with like a hat on. He tells Spencer to stop relying on the pills, and he knows she has a problem with like her addiction, I guess, with the pills, and she makes up an excuse that they help her or something like that. And then Hannah is kind of playing along with Spencer in finding out if Ezra is really A. And I really liked that side of Hannah being all detective like, and like she should have more scenes with Spencer. Like I really like them two together. Like they're really cool. Like it's kind of funny. Like Hannah, she's usually the dumb one or like the not so smart one, and she says the funniest things, and then she's like with like Spencer, the really smart one. I don't know, I find it really cool. Hannah is following Mona, and somehow Mona leads her to Ezra's apartment, where Mona is with Ezra in his apartment. Okay, so that says something that they're working together, obviously. So she calls up Spencer, and it was like this old like telephone. It was like so cool. And she says there's something about she has a blonde in 32B. And so Spencer has to rescue Hannah, and it was just really cool how like they talked and all of that. Like I thought it was really like cool. Like I keep saying really cool, but it really was. Like I found it really interesting. So when she arrives at Mr. Fritz's apartment, he says, he kind of like threatens her that she's not brave enough to tell Arya, or have you told Arya yet? You're not brave enough, like all of this stuff. And then they were gonna offer them drinks, but Hannah and Spencer just left the apartment. Toby and Ezra sitting together, and all of a sudden, Ezra tells Toby that Allison's alive, and at first Toby doesn't believe him. He said, "What are you talking about? Allison's dead." Spencer is in her kitchen again, like in black and white. She's like still in this realm, and all of a sudden Allison appears, tells Spencer that maybe she's not as smart as she thinks she is, and she has to put the puzzles pieces together because they're already there, and maybe the pills aren't helping her, and then so she rushes to the pills and she knocks it accidentally down the garbage disposal in her kitchen sink. And so Spencer like puts her hand down the drain. I thought something bad was gonna happen because they kept showing a shadow like looking toward the switch to turn on the disposal or whatever, and it was a bit scary, like, oh my gosh. And she's like all frantic, like she dropped her pill like down the drain, and then all of a sudden Toby grabs her and he's like, snap out of it. I really liked that scene. It was so dramatic. And he takes her to like this police station, and I guess he was like some detective or something in the episode. I thought that was pretty cool. He's like questioning her about everything, if she found out about Ezra being heir, and all about Allison being alive still. And she's like, I don't know. And then they end up kissing. Paige and Arya scene, which I thought was really, really awesome, because I don't think we ever had one of those scenes before. We're like holding like this old style camera, and Arya gave it back to her. Like, I guess she was like fixing it or something. I don't know what she was doing. Paige, she mentions that she's going to some kind of ball or something. So, oh, who are you going with? And she says that she's a little hesitant. She's like, oh, Emily said that she'll come with me. And then Arya goes on and on about how she didn't know how Emily was a tomboy, and how she used to be a tomboy when she was little, and then Paige asks her how she snapped out of it, and she said, well, it's because I found love, so I grew out of it. And then at this part I thought was really cool. Like, it really made you feel like you were in the 40s. I mean, not like the way they were talking, dressed, the surrounding, but the story with Emily and Paige, they were afraid of people finding out, because, you know, this is the 40s we're talking about. It's not like now, like present. So it wasn't like accepted in the 40s. So they were like scared of people finding out about them. And they started kissing by the window, like we see in the promo. And then things happen on the bed. That's all I'm saying. I really liked the Paley scene, because but we didn't have a Paley scene for a while, so that was really good. Like, they're my favorite couple. And Caleb, but you know, as we know, Caleb is not together anymore, so that's just how it is. The four girls, they go to some kind of like this random like place. Like, I don't know where it is, but it was like they went into this dressing room because that's where supposedly Allie was. And so they go in there, and then Allie appears, and she says that, did anyone see you in here? Did anyone see you coming in here? It's dangerous. Do you want to get me killed? Allison, she asked Spencer, oh, did you tell her yet? And then Arya's like, tell me what? And then she calls all of them gutless, like they don't have guts to tell her. And then so Allison said, oh, do you want me to tell her? And then Arya's like really confused. She doesn't know what's going on. And wait, backtrack. There was a scene where Ezra and Arya were together, and Arya was like, I think I'm gonna tell my friends about us. And he's like, are you sure? Do you know your friends well? And he whispers in her ear saying that, oh, I think I know something about you that you think I don't know. And she's like, I bet you don't. And he whispers in her ear that Allison is alive. And, you know, and it kind of just cuts from there. And like, it's like, wait, how would he know that? You know, like, that wouldn't that give Arya something, like anything? So we're back to Allison and the four girls, and Allison is about to tell Arya about Ezra. All of a sudden, this bullet shatters one of the mirrors in the dressing room, and they all run. And so they're chasing after Allison because they don't want to like misplace Allison again. And then we hear Ezra calling for Arya. Arya, you there? It's safe to come out now. And the girls are telling her, no, it's not safe, you can't trust him. And then she's still like confused, like why can't I trust Ezra? And so she's walking a little closer to like this alley, like going out to the streets, and then she's walking closer and closer to, like, you can't really tell who that is because it's like a shadow, like it's really dark. And then the other three girls, they realize that Allison is missing again. Like you can see her kind of walking away while they're like still looking at Arya. And then we realize it's Toby there, and then we see a pair of shoes like laying down, and he knocked Ezra out. Toby tells him to get into the car quick, and then they're like, wait, what about Allison? She's going. It's like, no, quick, get into the car. So they're in the car driving, and it's like raining, and Ezra's in the passenger seat, and the other three girls are in the back. Toby's driving. Arya is still like confused, like she wants to know like everything, like, well, why don't you just tell me? And Spencer, she doesn't know, she's like, I don't know the truth. And then Toby tells her to look at the pages, not the book, and then she's like, it's the same thing. And then Spencer looks up, and there's like this headlight, like this, I thought there was gonna be like a car crash or something, but then I kind of knew that would be like the end of her dream, because that kind of makes sense. And so there's like this bright light, and then she wakes up and she's back to reality, and the 40s movie is still going on the TV. So I don't know how long she was dreaming like that for, like we don't know. And then she looks to her phone, the pictures she took of the journal that they found in Ezra's classroom. She realizes some of the pages don't match up to the pictures that she took on her phone. So she gathers up Emily and Hannah and saying that A planted this decoy journal because A doesn't think that they're smart enough, and whoever A is didn't want them to find out the truth about everything. And there's like little like missing details, or like some words are like replaced with other words. And so it's a good thing that Spencer took those pictures before Ezra took it. Now they want to tell Arya. So they're up on Arya's doorstep, and they're about to knock on the door when they say, oh wait, let's just call Arya first. And so they're about to call Arya, and then they look through the window, like the blinds, and then they see Arya kissing Ezra. And also too, Arya told Spencer that she's seeing Ezra again because she's in love with him. My goodness, what are we gonna do with you, Arya? I mean, I just don't even know what to think. Like, and then in the end, it's black and white again, and it's in that dressing room, and they show like the mirror that got shattered, and there's like this paper with all these like letters and numbers, and then I guess it's like from a typewriter, and it said break a leg, stop, kisses A. And so we know that Mona and Ezra are working together, so like I doubted that would be him saying kisses, like that'd be really weird. So I'm guessing it's Mona doing that. I don't know. That episode was so crazy. And next week, Arya finds out finally. Okay, I'm just hoping though. I'm hoping. There's not gonna be one of those episodes where they say, "Oh, so and so is A," but then he's not A, or he or she's not A. They're just like really skeptical at the moment. Like Jenna, Ian, we had all those people that people were saying, or Toby, that was A, but then they revealed that, oh, they're not A, they're just like on the A team to protect people, or they're not on the A team, they're just suspicious. So I'm just hoping it's not one of those things, because we're getting closer and closer to like season 5. So I'm hoping that Ezra is really A, or somewhat on the A team. Like maybe he's not like the main A, but he's on the A team, you know what I'm saying? Like I just want something like big like that to happen. Otherwise it's gonna get too boring, and I'm gonna be like, no, when is the end? But at the same time, I don't want it to end. So yeah, hope you guys like my recap. Leave your comments down below, and bye guys, peace out.